All right, here we go with direct variation with me, Mr. Hain. And our essential question is, how can I find direct variation from a chart, a graph, or a word problem? All right, guys, make sure that essential question is in your notes, or if you're following along at home, make sure that you understand why I'm asking that essential question. Pause the video if you need to write it down. I'll be here when you get back. What exactly is direct variation? Okay, get ready to be bored. In words, direct variation is a linear relationship is a direct variation when the ratio of y to x is a constant, which is m. Yeah, that's like slope. We say that y varies directly with x. I need a better example than that. Basically, in words, what it's saying is that if it has a constant rate of change, it is a direct variation. If it has a constant rate of change, it is a direct variation. All right, let's take a look at the symbols. M equals y over x, or y equals mx, where m is the constant of variation. Let's look over at the graph. That blue line has a slope of, if you said 3, you are correct. Boom. All right. For example, a direct variation formula would look like this. Y equals 3x. Now, m could be a fraction, so it could be like y equals 1/2 x. So, pause the video, take a moment, and write in words symbols and an example of what a direct variation problem could be. I'll be here when you get back. And we're back. All right. So let's talk about money. Money, 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 money. All right. The amount of money Robin earns while babysitting varies directly with the time as shown in the graph. Determine the amount that Robin earns per hour. Keyword alert. It says varies directly. So important. Because it varies directly, I can solve it this way. Shaboom. I'm looking at the graph and I see that at 2 hours, that graph goes perfectly over the middle of the section right here. So I'm going to put that red dot back, boom. And what that means is that 2 hours, she earns $15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. So she earns $15 in 2 hours. When I divide the 15 in half, it gives me how much she earns for 1 hour. We're going to double check our answer. I know that that might be right, but I want to check and see. I'm going to go up the line and right there. Oh, shaboom. That's another place where the blue line intersects the graph perfectly. And that's at 4 and 30. So at 4 hours, she earns $30. So let's divide 30 divided by, if you said 4, you're right. 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. We have a pattern. That's what I'm talking about. Robin earns $7.50 for 1 hour. Awesome. So, try B. And the one thing I want to point out with V is that it says varies directly. So, when it says varies directly, we can set up these fractions and divide to find the rate, which is what this question is asking. Okay. I actually have the answer to this problem in the video, but I'm going to say pause it and then check your work afterwards. So pause the video. I'll be here and we can check when you get back. We're back. All right. So I'm going to take the first one, 1,900 feet. After 5 minutes, I'm going to divide it and I get 950 feet per second. I'm going to take the second one. 1,900 feet in 2 minutes, my bad. And 4750 divided by 5. And I'm going to divide that using my calculator. And I do also get 950 feet in 1 second. That is the rate the skydiver is diving. Did you get it right? That's what I'm talking about. Woo-hoo! All right. So, key thing here is that this problem, it does vary directly. So in the same way for example C, that we have example B, it varies directly. I can take the information and I can divide it. So here we have a table, but I can take the information, and if you said divide, you are correct. We got to just figure out what's better, the job he's currently working at or the job that he could take. Explain your answer. Now, I don't have the answer on this slide, but you can do the work because you have all the tools. Go ahead and pause the video. I'll be here when you get back. And we're back. Directly proportional problems. So here's the thing. For D, we know that the charter bus travels 210 miles in 3.5 hours. We're going to assume the distance traveled is directly proportional to the time traveled. This is a key to us because we can set up a proportion. And that means when I set up that proportion, we want to know how far it travels in 6 hours. So I can say 210 miles in 3.5 hours, X miles in 6 hours. Then you can use the bow tie or butterfly method, whatever you call it, or your teacher has called it. We're going to multiply up. And when we multiply up, 6 times 210 and 3.5 times X. If you said 1260 equals 3.5X, you're right. And what do I do now? That's right. Divide both sides by 3.5. And it's 360 miles. Cool. For E, you can do that one on your own. And do notice that it is also directly proportional. So pause the video, do E, and I'll be here when you get back. We're back. Write that summary, folks. If you're done, you can write the summary. If you're in my class, make sure your table of contents is updated. And until next time, keep doing the math.